I want you to imagine a sacred space. Right in the center, there's this radiant altar, just pulsing with pure white light. It's the source of everything. But just nearby, a shadowy tree has taken root. It has no light of its own, see? Its roots are snaking through the earth, subtly, insidiously, tapping right into the altar's foundation and just siphoning away that holy energy. This ancient image from the Zohar, well, it's the key to understanding one of the deepest dramas in all of creation, the battle for connection.
Now, to really get what's at stake here, we have to start with this line. It's from one of the most foundational texts in Kabbalah, and what it's telling us is that our reality is this incredibly fine-tuned instrument. Before this perfect balance was achieved, there were other cosmic worlds, the primordial kings, but they were imbalanced. They just couldn't contain the sheer intensity of the divine light, and they shattered. So our reality, the one we're in right now, is built on the lessons of that cosmic failure. It's a system of perfect balance, but as we're about to see, that balance has a critical vulnerability.
So how does this whole system work? Where did it fracture? And most importantly, how do we fix it? Well, that's our journey for today. We're going to explore the divine blueprint, we're going to identify the rogue interface that's trying to hack it, understand the nuts and bolts of this hijack, uncover the cosmic fix, and then, finally, bring it all down to earth, to our daily lives. Okay, let's dive right in.
First things first, let's look at the ideal setup. Before we can even begin to understand the counterfeit, we have to know the real thing, right? This is the perfectly calibrated, divinely engineered system designed to channel infinite energy into our world.
Okay, so the core components of this divine architecture are called the Sefirot. And please don't think of these as just abstract ideas. They're not. Think of them as living, intelligent channels, kind of like cosmic transformers that step down the infinite light of the Creator into various specific energies that actually build our world. They are, quite literally, the source code of reality.
And this energy, it flows in a really precise, cascading order. It all begins at the very top with Keter, the crown. That's the pure primal will to create. From that initial spark, the energy flows into Chakma and Binah, the blueprint of wisdom and the deep understanding that develops it. Then, it flows into these two great dynamic forces, Chesed, which is boundless love and expansion, and it's perfectly countered by Gevurah, strict judgment and contraction. These two are balanced by Tiferet, that's beauty and harmony. Finally, all this balanced energy flows through channels like Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, and manifests in our world, where it's received by Malchut, the kingdom. This is the divine presence on earth. This is how the system is supposed to work. Now, the Zohar describes the key to this entire system's stability using the most intimate, powerful human metaphor we have, a perfect marriage. The 6 Sefirot, from Chesed down to Yesod, they get unified into a single configuration called Zir Anpin, the lesser countenance, and this represents the divine masculine principle. This is the husband who channels the flow. And the final Sephirah, Malchut, or the Shekinah, is the Nukva, the feminine principle. She is the wife who receives this flow, gestates it, and literally gives birth to the worlds. When they are in a perfect face-to-face union, the flow of divine energy is stable, it's holy, it's life-giving. This is the cosmic ideal.
But for every perfect system, there's a potential exploit. And this is where the cosmic drama really heats up. We are not talking about some simple idea of evil with a pitchfork here. No. We are talking about a sophisticated, intelligent, counterfeit system. This is the Sitra Achara, which literally means the other side. Now, the crucial point to understand here, the thing you have to get, is that it is fundamentally a parasite. It has no energy, no life of its own. It's a shadow that can only exist by attaching itself to the light. Its entire strategy is to mimic the structure of holiness in order to trick us into misdirecting the divine flow, which it then siphons for itself.
And the Zohar uses this incredibly powerful metaphor for this. The Shekinah, the holy feminine, she's the rightful mistress of the house, right? She's the one meant to receive the divine flow. But there's a counterfeit feminine, a maidservant who supplants her mistress. Her whole goal is to seduce and mimic that holy union, to steal the energy. The mistress builds worlds of holiness. The maidservant uses that stolen energy to create worlds of chaos and empty shells. One is the authentic, authorized interface. The other is a dangerous, unauthorized counterfeit.
Okay, let's map this ancient mysticism onto some modern tech. This will make it crystal clear. Think of the divine as a totally secure cloud network. The Sefirot are the API, the rules for accessing that energy. And the Shekinah is the beautiful, authenticated user interface. The Sitra Achra, then, is a perfect phishing site. It looks identical, but its only function is to steal your spiritual credentials and reroute that divine flow to its own corrupted servers. Or, hey, let's try a video game version. In the center of the game world, there's a massive glowing power crystal. But hidden nearby is a dark, shadowy crystal that looks almost exactly the same. Now, if you connect to the fake one, it offers you all these quick power-ups, but what it's really doing is draining your life force and corrupting the whole game world. To win, you have to learn to tell the difference between the true crystal and the fake one.
So how does this cosmic phishing attack actually work? Well, it's not random. The system has a very specific, known vulnerability, and the other side is designed to exploit it perfectly. Let's get into the mechanics.
The entry point is the number 5, which corresponds to the Sefirot of Gevurah. That's judgment, severity, contraction. Now, this is so important to understand. Gevurah is not evil. It's an absolutely essential cosmic force. I mean, without it, the universe would just be boundless expansion with no form, no structure. The danger lies in Gevurah that is unmitigated, judgment without mercy. This raw, unbalanced energy is the exact frequency the Sitra Achra tunes into.
And this dynamic tension is illustrated so brilliantly with color symbolism. The Zohar associates chesed, mercy, with white, pure divine flow. Gevurah, judgment, is associated with red, raw power. And the whole spiritual task isn't to get rid of the red, but to sweeten it with the white, to integrate mercy into judgment. When that doesn't happen, that raw, unsweetened red energy, well, it becomes the fuel for the Sitra Achra.
So what's the actual action that directs our energy to the wrong place? Kabbalah has a name for it. Dvekut Chitzon, external attachment. This is the act of connecting to the outer shells, the klipot, instead of the inner holiness. And it happens whenever we do something with a selfish or impure intent. You see, it's not just what you do, it's the consciousness behind what you do. This is the exact moment we click the phishing link. And you can see here, the correspondence is so direct. For every single attribute of holiness, there's a corrupted mirror. So holy chesed, expansive love, becomes selfish lust. Gevurah, healthy discipline, becomes cruelty and hatred when it's not sweetened by mercy. Harmony becomes pride. Holy connection becomes immorality. And recognizing God's sovereignty in the world, Malchut, well, that becomes simple idolatry, worshiping the physical shell itself.
Okay, so we understand the system, its architecture, and its main vulnerability. It sounds pretty dire, right? But the divine blueprint includes an incredibly powerful mechanism for rectification. There is basically a cosmic software patch designed to fix the connection and restore the proper flow. The whole solution centers on the number 13. This represents the 13 attributes of mercy, a flow of pure compassion that comes from the very highest levels of the divine. Think of it as a higher-level protocol designed specifically to bypass the system's vulnerability, to sweeten that harsh red of judgment, and restore perfect balance.
And we have practical tools to activate this cosmic patch. Prayer with pure intention, with kavanah, directly realigns our connection. The mitzvot, the divine commandments, they strengthen the holy channels. Teshuvah, or repentance, is the conscious act of redirecting our focus from the shell back to the source. Studying Torah connects our minds to the divine blueprint itself. And simple acts of loving kindness, chesed, actively draw down that white energy to balance the red in the world, and of course within ourselves.
So let's frame this one more time, in the language of cosmic engineering. The system detected a critical vulnerability. The high-energy process of unmitigated Gevurah was being exploited by a parasitic subsystem, the Sitra Achra, and it was causing massive energy drains and systemic decay. The patch involves invoking the 13 attributes of mercy. This is a higher-level protocol. It's from the root source itself, and it introduces a harmonic resonance into the system that neutralizes the dissonance of raw judgment, sweetens its harsh effects, and reestablishes a secure, encrypted, and stable connection to the one true divine interface.
This has all been incredibly vast and cosmic, right? We're dealing with the very structure of reality. But the whole point of this knowledge is how we apply it. How do we take this huge cosmic drama and bring it right down to earth, into our choices, our relationships, our moment-to-moment consciousness?
The reality is, every single moment presents this exact choice. Are we attaching to holiness, or are we attaching to the other side? An action done for a higher purpose connects us to the true source. But that very same action, done for purely selfish gain, plugs us right into the parasite. Kind, truthful speech strengthens the holy connection. Gossip and lies, that routes our energy directly to the Sitra Achra. Thoughts of gratitude are actual acts of holiness. Thoughts of anger are clicks on the phishing link. Ultimately, it comes down to this. Are our relationships built on mutual giving, or are they just exploitative? Every choice, is a connection. And this brings us to the final, and really the most important question. And it's one that only you can answer. Looking at your own life, where might a rogue interface be active? Where is your energy being drained? Is it a specific habit you just can't seem to break? A relationship that always leaves you feeling empty? Or maybe a persistent mindset of anger, or jealousy, or victimhood? Identifying your personal phishing link is the first and most critical step to restoring your connection to the true source.
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.